because, of course, we have the way we communicate is different. I mean, if it was back in the day, you would hear that there was a protest in Nairobi, maybe after 3 days or something. But now, you know that something is happening right now. You are equipped with information. You can get information on a tap. You are language is broken down so that so many people can understand how the countries are run and what is not being done right. So to say that that some of this protest or the right to protest and what is happening in Kenya now has come as in the recent past weeks would be wrong. This is a culmination of a culture that has been cultivated over time when it comes to protesting. And I think my friend John Allen would back me up to say that a lot of people have died. The reason why it seems that now, because of course young people are being killed, young people are aware of how the country is run. I am a millennial. I'm on the apex of a millennial and a generation X. So we lived in the President Moi era. We were children, and then we transitioned to the Kibaki Uhuru era, and now we are in Ruto's era. So if you look at what has happened over time, is that we have, as Kenyans, we have consistently fought for justice. We have consistently, the terrain has not been easy. There's this joke that goes around that a Kenyan can survive anywhere in the world. I'm in Helsinki, it gets to -50 here. But the truth is that this fight is just reaching the apex of it right now. But it has been here before. I was in Uganda. I've been to Uganda maybe 3 times. And I'm a psychologist, so when I go to places, I have a third eye to things and the way I can see things. So I have the Kenyan band, the Kenyan flag in on my wrist. And the moment, I remember I was in a hotel and I had a shirt that was covering it. And the moment I sort of rolled back my shirt and a Ugandan saw my band, the mood changed right away. And later when I talked to them and asked them what was that about, then it was like the notion is that I could be a spy. So there is something called public psyche control. And a public psyche control is what, it's actually a military war, I would call it a war tactic that can be used to control populations. So you can be sold fear that probably doesn't exist. You can be sold fear that a few people will be put down and then you're told the rest of the population, this is what will happen to you if you do certain things. The things that are happening in Kenya are no more or less than what would happen in Uganda. But what has happened over time in Kenya is that we have consistently educated ourselves and refused to be controlled by the politicians. Of course, it comes with a price. And even the young people, as you say, the lady was saying that if you try to protest now, everybody will be shot. But the politicians cannot kill everybody in the country who will pay the money that they want. So we have had 40 people being killed, 40 young people being killed, as I think those are the tallies as per yesterday. But we've had more people killed. Actually, just this year, when the opposition was fighting for the amendment of the IBC, there were people killed. People were being the police were going into people's home and dragging them out and shooting them in front of their families. It's not long ago. It's just that we forget things very fast. But what I wanna say as a Kenyan who lives in the diaspora is that what our young people are saying now in Kenya is that it's no longer the person who is sitting at the top. It's the constitution that is the leader. If you have a good document and the citizens can consistently press the politicians to adhere to the constitution, then that becomes the leader. Because why this protest has been so magnanimous is because there is nobody to negotiate with. There's nobody to blame. There is no one, somebody sitting at the top and saying, yes, I am the leader of this protest. People are saying the problems are the instigators and the Constitution is the direction. So I am, when I'm listening to especially our brothers from across the border speaking, it emanates from years and years of being psychologically controlled and told that if you do this, this will happen. But the power always remains with the people. And if people would rise up, know their rights, step on the streets, and start speaking boldly, nobody can outlive the people. Because the people is the movement, and the people are the power. People are the country. So it's not about Kise Besije. I remember him. It's not about, I don't know any other prominent opposition guy in Uganda. I remember only Kisa Besije. But if it is the Ugandan people, eventually the Ugandan people will prevail. Thank you so much, Solomon. Thank you. I yield back.